Welcome back to an hour of play. My name is Chili Philly, and today we'll be playing the game Half-Life 2. This was released 6 years after its predecessor, which I have a video on my channel already of that. Almost immediately you can see the change in graphics. It's massive. And of course the graphics are nice enough that they can keep it as like the main starting screen, whereas previously Half-Life 1 just had that static image of Gordon. Very much capitalizing on that change in the logo design, which is very cool. Using the gamma, I think it is. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. All right, let's get started. Loading times take a little bit longer, but again, you've got those amazing graphics to compensate for, so that's okay. And here it begins.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine. Not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. No one is more deserving of a rest, and all the effort in the world would have gone to waste until, well, let's just say your hour has come again. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
Cool. So again, we start on a moving vehicle. We don't really know much about what's going on. Although there are people with suitcases, so that assumes that they're heading somewhere.
How many times I've been relocated, I get used to it.
The nice thing about
This is my third transfer this year.
The nice thing about this game is that there are many more character models than the previous game, so you don't keep finding yourself running into the same person over and over again. Also, love the little touches like the graffiti. It really makes the best of the game.
In the line.
Get off the train, try and go where we're absolutely not able to go, but
you have chosen or been
it wouldn't be a game
chosen
if we didn't try to break it.
one of our finest remaining urban centers.
Up there on the
I
video
thought so
screen, you can
much
see
of
Dr.
City
Breen. He
17
is an
that I
asshole.
elected to establish
But you
administration
don't really have to
here
interact with him.
in the
It's all I
citadel
have
so
left.
thoughtfully provided by our benefit.
All right, I'm moving. Jeez.
I've been proud to call City 17
So little
my
interactions like that
home. And so,
civil
whether
protection
you are here to
guard
stay or
and the
passing through on your way to
You the
guys
only
with
ones on that
suitcases
train?
help to really
Welcome
flesh out the
to City 17.
characters.
It's safer here.
Again, you really get a good idea of how much the graphics have changed. There's
Don't
more
drink the water.
more
They put something in it to make you forget. I don't even remember how
what's
I
the
got
words? I'm totally blanking here.
here. No one ever gets on, but they're always departing, but they never
There's more
arrive.
spoken lines.
And the ones that do
More
arrive, they never leave. You know, see,
no, it's completely escaped me. I have no idea.
Dr. Breen again? I was hoping I was going to
Welcome.
last to him in City 14.
Welcome to
I
City
wouldn't say that too
17.
loud. This is his
You
base
have
of
chosen
operations.
or been chosen to relocate to one of
The
our
other thing about
finest
this
remaining urban centers.
this intro sequence, as opposed to Half-Life 1, is that once we've gotten off the train, it's very easy to know where to go. You just follow.
In the city
follow your nose, so to
thoughtfully
speak.
provided by our benefactors.
You don't want to get too close to the civil protection guards, because they will smack you with their batons.
And so, whether you are here to stay or passing through on your way to cross the road, welcome
And here we go.
to City 17. It's safer here.
This must be a mistake. I gotta
Very
stand
nice
over
mood
the
lighting
edge
in the
like
corridor as well.
everybody else.
The texture quality is just amazing. Like, for... What did I say this was? 2004? Bloodstains, yes, classic. They've also improved, like, their control panels and things like that. Voice acting, that's what I was talking about. I clearly knew that all along.
About that beer I owed you. It's me, Gordon, Barney from Black Mesa.
Hey, sorry for the scare. I had to put on a show for the cameras. I've been working undercover with civil protection. I can't take too long or they'll get suspicious. I'm way behind on my beating quota.
Yes, Barney, what is it? I'm in the middle of a critical test.
Sorry, Doc, but look who's here.
Great Scott! Gordon Freeman! I expected more warning.
Yeah, you and me both, Doc. He was about to board the express to Nova Prospect.
Well, Barney, what do you intend?
I'm thinking.
Alex is around here somewhere. She would have a better idea how to get him here.
Oh, as long as he stays away from checkpoints, we should be okay. Listen, I gotta go, Doc. We're taking enough chances as it is.
Very well. And, Gordon, good to see you.
Okay, Gordon. You're gonna have to make your own way to Dr. Kleiner's lab. Oh, man, that's what I was afraid of. Get in here, Gordon, before you blow my cover. Pile up some stuff to get through that window and keep going till you're in the plaza. I'll meet up with you later.
So, this is the tutorial. So, unlike the original game's tutorial, where you were basically on rails, this one, you've got a little bit more wiggle room as to where you go and what you do. So, it'll occasionally give you key presses, like for E to grab an item just before. However, they failed to tell you that that's the general interact button. Okay, so, loading times. This is probably the biggest issue I had. Well, my rig is not really a rig itself. It's just a standard gaming laptop. And it really doesn't like loading things on the higher settings. I could have recorded this at lower settings, but I thought it would be worth the while, giving it the time it deserves. However, having said that, I'm going to skip any future loading scenes that go longer than about 10 seconds. And here comes this. Yeah, that always gives me chuckles. You actually get an achievement for putting the can in the bins, but that would just be too mundane.
Of course, your question touches on one of the basic biological impulses.
Not a lot to interact with here, except for the vending machine, which you can get almost as many drinks as you could possibly want out of, and for free even. Don't have to put in a coin or anything. It's little touches like that I really love and appreciate about this series.
Will they ever deactivate the suppression field and let us bleed again?
Now you may be wondering why I'm headed in what appears to be the right direction from the get-go. So I actually recorded this video completely once, but on completion of the video I realized that unfortunately it did not record the video properly, which was a shame. So you get a slightly more, not abridged precisely, but a shorter version of how this goes. So that means that we don't have to get held up. Oh, god damn it. There's these little flying drones. You might have seen one when we came off the train. They love to take photos of you and blind you completely. There's two civil protection guards outside that building, but we need to get in there, so we're going through this building and around. Again, another loading screen. But yeah, so I mean, the nice thing about this is that this introduction slash tutorial is integrated into the game itself. It doesn't feel separate. It feels quite natural to play through. And the instructions are simple, which is good. And now we get to go through the door. For whatever reason, they decided to say up is the way to go. And you can generally just follow the various
He's one of us.
The various people in the building.
Told you they'd be coming for us next.
Just this once, I hope you're wrong.
Of course, your question touches on one of the basic biological
The Foley as well. All the sort of audio is great. You will find that there are some sounds that have been recycled from the previous game, but not many.
Head for the roof. There's no time to lose.
I put the subtitles on just in case anyone has difficulty hearing. I know it does somewhat overlap the action and make it a little bit harder to keep track of what's going on.
Get in here, quick.
But I thought that it was worth a while just to ensure that we get a chance to take in the full audio as well as me doing commentary. Again, loading screens. But there's worse things. Like, I think the worst loading screen I encountered was about maybe 10-15 seconds. So, we finally made it to the rooftop, and there's a conveniently empty hole in the roof to make our way through. And you'll hear the first sound of gunshots in the game. There's also a flying... not a drone precisely, but like a dropship. We'll come across those later, you will come across them later if you decide to play this game, which I wholeheartedly recommend. It's a great game. But let's keep focusing on what's happening. Narrow ledges, chance to duck in again. You think you're pretty safe. Come down here, the doors are smashed open. Civil protection comes out and smash you with a baton.
No, you don't.
Thankfully, that's all scripted.
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
And this is Alex
Better hurry.
Vance.
The Combine can be slow to wake, but once they're up, you don't
I
want to
love
get
her
in their
character
way.
design. She's just so practical and unassuming.
Dr. Kleiner said you'd be coming this way. I don't think it occurred to him that you might not have a map.
But yeah, and her character is just really fun. We don't get
I'm
too
Alex
much
Vance.
character.
My father worked with you back in Black Mesa. I'm sure you don't remember me, though.
We get a little bit of characterization
few
from her
words,
in the
aren't
first
you?
hour, but not too much, unfortunately. You really need to play the rest of the game to be able to get a good sense of who she is and why she does what she does.
Remember him from Black Mesa? Your old administrator. Don't get my dad started on Dr. Breen.
Dr. Breen is a bit of a dick, unfortunately. So, for those of you who have played through the rest of Half-Life 1, you know that the Combine, and those of you who may have read a little bit about Half-Life 2, the Combine are sort of alien overlords that have invaded Earth and imposed their presence over the Earth and the people who inhabit it. Dr. Breen decided to capitulate, and he is now the go-to guy for the Combine.
Funny, you showing up on this day in particular.
I do like the fact that all the chapters are labeled, so this particular video will get through to chapter 3.
On foot. It's a dangerous route to my father's lab, through the old canals. Today, we're finally on the verge of having a better way. Here, let me buy you a drink. Oh, and by the way, nice to finally meet you.
Alrighty, and in we go. We have Dr. Klein's lab.
Where did she get to? Lamar, come out of there!
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr. Kleiner?
Oh, hello, Alex. Well, almost all right. Lamar has gotten out of her crate again. If I didn't know better, I'd suspect Barney of trapping and... My goodness. Gordon Freeman. It really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around outside. Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman, even if trouble does tend to follow in his wake.
So the voice acting has definitely improved.
I must say, Gordon, you come at a very opportune time. Alex has just installed the final piece for our resurrected teleport.
I can't take any credit for the breakthrough, Doctor.
Nonsense. Your talents surpass your loveliness.
Let's just see if this thing works, okay?
Well, is he here? There you
I'm not getting much of a chance to speak.
Man, Gordon, you stirred up
Too
the
much
hive.
story.
We can't keep him here long, Doc. It'll jeopardize everything we've worked for.
Don't worry. He's coming with me.
That's right, Barney. This is a red letter day. We'll inaugurate the new teleport with a double transmission.
You mean it's working? For real this time? Because I still have nightmares about that cat.
No, there's nothing to be nervous about.
What cat?
We've made major strides since then. Major strides.
What cat?
Doc, since he's not taking the streets, you might as well get him out of his civvies.
What? Oh dear, you're right. I almost forgot. Barney, I'll give you the honor.
I've got to get back on my shift, but okay.
So yes, very much more story-driven than the previous game, which was basically just try and survive.
Here we go.
And we have Return of the Head
Get off me!
Crabs. This particular one is called Lamar.
There you are.
I thought you got rid of that pest.
Certainly not. Never fear, Gordon. She's debeaked and completely harmless. The worst she might do is attempt to couple with your head. Fruitlessly.
Get that thing away from me.
Here, my pet. Hop up. No, not up there. No. Careful, Lamar. Those are quite fragile. Oh, fine. It'll be another week before I can coax her out of there.
Yeah, longer if we're lucky.
Barney, you're not an animal person.
Well, Gordon, go ahead. Slip into your suit now.
So remember that HEV suit from the previous game? It's got a bit of a texture upgrade, and you get to see Gordon's hands very, very briefly.
Well, Gordon, I see your HEV suit still fits you like a glove. At least the glove parts do. I've made a few modifications, but I'll just acquaint you with the essentials. Now, let's see. The Mark V Hazardous Environment suit has been redesigned for comfort and utility. Oh dear.
Doc, we don't have time for this. At least get that suit juiced up, Gordon.
Good idea. There's a charger on the wall. I've modified your suit to draw power from Combine energy outlets, which are plentiful wherever they patrol.
Meanwhile, let's get this show on the road.
Unfortunately, I don't have the time to zoom in on the board and give the little details the attention they deserve. But that notice board has a whole bunch of little Easter eggs and things. It's great. Okay, teleport time.
Gordon, why don't you position yourself near the panel over there and wait for my word?
Are you there?
Yes, Eli. Bit of a holdup on this end. You'll never guess who found his way into our lab this morning.
That's not who I think it is it?
Indeed it is, and it's our intention to send him packing straight away in the company of your lovely daughter.
Are you ready for us, Dad?
We're all set on this end.
Then let's do it.
Let's see, the massless field flux should self-limit, and I've clamped the manifold parameters to base and LT orbital.
So, you might have noticed that I was able to do a little bit of a zoom in on
That's what you said last
certain-
time.
Hey, yeah, about that
about
cat.
that cat.
In 3,
Dear.
2, 1. No, fiddlesticks. What now?
Doctor, the plug.
Dear me, you're right. Gordon, would you mind plugging us in? Excellent.
You gonna let Gordon throw the switch?
Gordon, go right ahead.
I've got to say, the teleport effects are super
Very
cool.
good.
I love the various
Final
spinning
sequence.
objects. It's very...
Commencing.
It's kind of everything you could possibly want from a sci-fi teleport.
Okay.
Also, the voice distortion, very cool effect. Definitely adds to the experience.
Well, did it work?
See for yourself.
Hey, Doc.
Thank goodness. My relief is almost palpable.
Fantastic work, Izzy.
Well, I can't take all the credit. Dr. Freeman proved an able assistant.
Let's go ahead and bring Gordon through now.
Right you are. Speak to you again in a few moments.
Good job, Gordon. Throwing that switch and all. I can see your MIT education really pays for itself.
All right,
Barney
Barney,
is the master of
your turn.
sass. He's
Gee,
just
thanks.
so goddamn
Gordon,
sassy.
As soon as you're in position, we'll send you to Eli's.
And not a moment too soon.
Alright, time for Gordon to go through.
Initializing.
Get an
In
excellent view of all the equipment.
2, 1. Barney, if you'd be so kind.
Good luck out there, Gordon.
Yes, indeed. We're ready to project you, Gordon. Bon voyage, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Final sequence. The hell? What is it?
It's your man, the freaking headhumper.
Let me look out!
There he is. Is Lamar with him? Get about that thing.
He's coming through, Dad.
What's going on, Julie?
I'm not sure. It seems to be some kind of interference.
Gordon, stay put. We'll get you out of there.
Something's throwing him away.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you? How did you get in here?
Hey, take him back. I'm getting him out of there.
Send us Wade into the field. It will peel you apart.
Just lost Gordon. What's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm encountering unexpected interference.
Don't worry, Gordon.
There he is.
Oh, we're losing it again.
The man I saw. I'm all but certain it was Gordon Freeman.
And wait for it.
He didn't come
I love
through.
that sea monster.
Where is he?
Behind you. Shut it down. Shut it down.
You must get out of here. Run!
Get down out of sight. I'll come find you.
And finally, we're out of dialogue time. Jesus. You'd think I'd have no purpose here. Okay, I did get a little bit turned around in this particular area, just because so much of it looks the same. But with a little bit of luck, yeah, here we go. Found a door, found some stairs, and open up into this area. Alright, so it's very important to come to this area.
Hey, Gordon. The Citadel's on full alert. I've never seen it lit up like that. Get out of City 17 as fast as you can, Gordon. Take the old canals, right? They'll get you to Eli's lab. It's a dangerous route, but there's a whole network of refugees, and they'll help you if they can. I'd come with you, but I gotta look after Dr. Kleiner. Oh, and before I forget, I think you dropped this back in Black Mesa. Good luck out there, buddy. You're gonna need
And
it.
our faithful crowbar has returned to us. Now, a bit of a funny story here. This area is kind of tense because the first time you get the chance to be shot at and actual damage done to you. As a result of that, I tend to run through these things as fast as I can. That meant that I actually ran straight past Barney. And as a result of that, I missed the crowbar altogether. You might be thinking now, how is that possible? And what on earth made you think you could get through without the crowbar? Well, turns out bullets from guns can break the wood. And if you break the wood, if an enemy breaks the wood with the gun, you can technically get to this part here without any, without the crowbar, which is kind of dumb, but oh well. Things are slightly more relaxed. You get to see that health kit on the wall with a slightly changed design.
They'll be looking for you now.
We killed our first two civil protection units. Obviously, the crowbar is a classic, but it is nice to have a pistol as well. Pistol clip is 18, which I think is an improvement from 17 from the original Half-Life. I did actually lie just before. So you do get to see a little bit of Gordon, his hands at least when he's holding the pistol. So there's a bit of a difference there. you'll note that there is no shortage of explosive barrels here. Of course, they're marked in the very typical first-person shoot away. They have a big old red warning sign on them. And I think the barrels are actually slightly red tinged as well. I mean, obviously, at this point in time, you might be, if you hadn't played an FPS before, or you hadn't played Half-Life before, you might want to kind of experiment and see what happens when you shoot a barrel. I can tell you that's a bad idea. So now that we're on the other side, what happens is enemies coming up, so we get the first chance to see what barrels do. We also get to see the wonderful ragdoll physics, which are very impressive for what they are. Unfortunately, my marksmanship has not improved since the first game, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I usually tend to shoot those things whenever they come around, just because they do have the chance of dropping some suit charge, and its suit is always handy to have. Let's have a look. Where are we heading now? Not that way, Gordon. Back the other way through the house. That's a wall. Yep, very good. Alrighty. So explosive barrels, I obviously try and get them out of the way as fast as I can. Because getting 2 of those exploding next to you is a recipe for disaster. The shot sounds are very clear and distinct, which is nice. So it's quite obvious when you're being attacked. You will notice that there's a red tinge to barrel. Yeah, sorry, got a bit distracted there. You'll notice there's a red tinge to your to the screen if you're getting shot out from a particular direction, and you get a red tinge on both sides of the screen if you're being shot from the front end. There it goes now. You'll see the lambda. Oh, sorry, no, it is not sigma. It is lambda. The lambda signal is painted around wherever like resupplies are or things like that. It makes it's a nice little touch to with that very kind of spray painted look. It feels very sort of not Rebel Alliance. That's a different series. Star Wars, please don't sue me. There we go. I do have a tendency to try and finish off all the enemies in my immediate vicinity, just in case they come and shoot me from behind. Barrel comes rolling down. Did not shoot barrel. That was dumb. Oh, very cool effects. If a barrel explodes near you, you are temporarily deafened, which is relatively accurate. Again, we get to see that cool new health charging kit. Glass that shatters, also nice. I mean, these are things that we do take for granted in today's games, but you know, they're actually really lovely effects. I think, yeah, I'll use my zoom there, and you can see that there are 3 civil protection units coming towards us, but we really don't need to worry about them right now, so we're going to smash through the crates. Now we're on the other side of that field. I don't test it here, but it's impossible for Gordon to pass through those fields, whereas it is very possible for the civil protection units to do so. We keep following the railway for a little, I think. No, I've just gone in completely the wrong direction. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. Turn back, and we find a open door. And our first, a very large train, and then our first water area. And can I just say, this water looks freaking amazing. Like, honestly, and yes, this is running at almost highest settings. But water reflections, that murkiness. You'll also see the suit's auxiliary power go down when you swim. For whatever reason, what are they called? Valve decided that they should link your capacity to swim with your energy of your suit. What that occasionally means is that
God.
I'll be quiet now.
Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us. You're not the first to come through here by
This is the Freeman. The Combine's reckoning has come.
Look, we're just a lookout for the Underground Railroad. Main station's right around the corner. They'll get you started on the right foot. Meanwhile, let my Vortigaunt friend here give you a jolt to get you going. Be careful now. We really can't afford to get noticed. Civil protection catches you down here, it's bad news for the whole railroad.
We serve the same mystery.
Keep going.
Right, so I was saying about the suit. Kind of annoying if you're trying to swim in dark waters, and all you've got is a increasingly decreasing pool of energy to survive with. I mean, I understand that they were probably attempting for a... yeah. So, those things, not fun. They will chew you up and spit your skull out. And again, still, I mean, I've got a reasonable amount of ammo at this point, so that's not too bad. Could be a lot worse. And 100 health with 61 suit, so also not bad. Poor guy in that tunnel gets killed no matter what, so we just have to try and gain revenge. Wow, that was a lot of bullets. Not my finest hour.
Station 12, come in. Station 12, do you read?
Return of the Lattice.
Station 12.
This is Station 8. We heard 12 go down there. The surgical strike units are targeting railway station.
Oh yes, this is fun. So occasionally in the game you'll find, I suppose the word is a gun nest. So it protects you a little bit, and it's got a energy pulse rifle with unlimited ammo. So it means that you can waste all these bullets with relative impunity. However, eventually, as all things do, as all good things do, they come to an end, and you need to leg it out of there. Because there is a big old grenade launcher truck, tank, I don't know. We don't actually get a really great view of it, which is a shame, because it's a pretty cool piece of equipment. Not equipment, but graphic resource. There's a better word for it, but I can't think of it right now. Also, ladders are still my bane. Not much I can do about that though. Some cool physics stuff, like that piece of the ledge falling into place. Obviously, it needed to be exploded in the first instance. I think they might be called barnacles, maybe? I mean, if I'm wrong, please feel free to tell me that I am wrong. I am no expert on the Half-Life games. I think I played this one through once. Possibly twice. Obviously I won't be able to get through to a full playthrough. Oh, wait. Missed
Keep
someone.
going, friend. That station was raided, but there's others up ahead. I'm gonna stay here in case any others come through. Gotta keep the railway alive.
Complaining about auxiliary power again. So, not only is your swimming linked to your torch is linked to your sprinting as well. Which is kind of dumb, as far as I'm concerned. if I recall correctly, I believe they changed that in episode 1. But I could be wrong. If we get around to recording episode 1, that is Half-Life 2 episode 1, not episode 1 of anything else, we'll see what the change is. Okay, so room full of water. Why am I swimming down, you ask? Because someone just broke the top grate and is filling the room with explosive barrels. So the best I can really do in this particular instance is destroy all the barrels as fast as I can, so I get water, I get my air back, and I'm still getting shot at. On the bright side, we got some more ammo out of that, so that's nice. I have to figure out which tunnel to go through. Is it this one? It is this one. Again, torch is on. These tunnels are super trippy. I'm not sure whether it's like the texture effects, but it kind of looks almost hypnotic. Alrighty, next little bit of combat. So you'll notice that so far the Combine, the Combine or / civil protection units, they all use pistols, and I think that's trying to, it's with the best interest of attempting to gently ease you into the game. You know, you have the pistol long enough to kind of get used to using it and figuring out its limits, of which there are many. But shortly, or reasonably soon... Oh, I love that bridge. Reasonably soon we should be getting an SMG. And sometimes it is really hard to figure out where they're shooting you from. Alright, so this is kind of cheating because it's a little bit hard to figure out where to go from here. So there's two of the tongue things. I'm going to call them barnacles. I don't care what they're called. You have a problem with that? Just tell me. No, seriously, it's not worth arguing. Alrighty, let's see. 1 explosive barrel, 6 barnacles, and boom! Man, that's satisfying. Obviously, we're taking this explosive barrel in case there are more barnacles, which I can almost guarantee you that there are. But there's also supplies, which is always useful. Mostly pistol ammo. And more explosive barrels, this time not in our favor. Alright. Again, that water is just beautiful, and as are the flaming barrels even. You know, there's a lot of work put into making sure that they look authentically flaming and barrel-y. I believe we need to get on that platform. Ow! That's not helpful. It does stop eventually though. Let's have a look. So, didn't need to get on that platform at all. You'll see that I just missed the ladder and then saw it. Now we're on to the next part of our river escapades. You'll notice that I just want to stick to running, just because it's a little bit safer. The fewer people you have to shoot, the better, especially in later areas of the game, because it's pretty much comes down to resource management. Okay, so this is something that I believe Valve was quite proud of at the time. I'll let you judge for yourself. I mean, I think that anyone watching in 2021, man, we're almost finished 2021. But yeah, I think most people would be able to recognize that the big old plank, not hovering, balanced on a concrete tube, is probably going to involve some sort of ramping exercise. Not a puzzle per se, though I think game designers would probably disagree with me on that. But yeah, so you know, it's a cute puzzle. It really helps to demonstrate the physics of the game, which I think is really cool. It takes a little while to make sure that you can get onto the plank without dropping all the concrete blocks, but we do get there in the end. We get the jump, and then the next stage is the helicopter fight. Well, it's not really a fight, you just get shot at by a helicopter. You're a little bit out of your league, so to speak. Yeah, if you get hit by that helicopter, you're not going to be in a happy space, unfortunately. You get a little bit of a view of it. For anyone who does choose to play Half-Life 2 on their own, please, please remain assured that you can, in fact, shoot that thing down. It takes a while. It's not even at the end of this chapter, it's at the end of the next chapter. But, you know, you do it eventually. More supplies, which is always great. I do like, yes, the charred bodies. Charred bodies is definitely add to the feeling of the game. I also like the fact that it is more charred bodies. I also like the fact that you're looking at more kind of darkened spaces where the shadows are very influential. Like even in this dark, that tiny little bit of light shows through to the kind of slick surface that's below the barnacles. Speaking of barnacles, time to make some blow up. And then we have one more explosive barrel, which we're going to drop down. Alright, so now we can slide down at our leisure, which is nice. Check back where we came from. Yeah, the gun sounds from the helicopter are fairly persistent, unfortunately. It makes it a little bit hard to think sometimes as well, because you're just like, you're not concentrating on where you are so much as the, oh my god, helicopter is shooting me, reflex. But, you know, I guess it's probably intended to make things a little bit more tense. And I blew myself up with a explosive barrel. That was real smart. Also, I wish I'd zoomed in on this, but the swallowing animations, the death animations of those barnacles is just great. Really adds that little bit of the... I mean, I want to say realism, but they're not real, so is it still realism? Alright. Back out again. I'm waiting to hear gunshot sounds. Yep, there we go. I didn't even know why I headed in this direction. I guess I just had this instinct. And sometimes when there is big pallets of wood, there's things behind it. Again, the graffiti and the extra little details are absolutely amazing, and I love that about this game. Loading scenes, again, like I said, loading scenes have been, loading screens have been chopped to make sure that you don't have to just sit through like a minute of... You don't need to see the loading screens. They look just like the other gameplay screens, except they are more boring. Alright. So, we're about to be introduced to a new type of enemy. I've got to say, it's not particularly nice of Gordon to...
We're tearing up the railroad, covering our tracks. Looks like you're going to be the last one through.
It's unfortunate.
You're not the guy they're looking for.
God damn it, be
Bastards
quiet.
don't stand a chance. Sounds like they're calling in every CP unit in City 17.
Oh, can I talk yet?
Now they're
Maybe?
flooding the areas up ahead with manhacks. You better get going before they sweep through here.
Oh shit! Too late!
That was a close call. Thanks for your help.
Again, some really cool graffiti.
It isn't safe.
There's a bunch of ammo and supply crates in here. The extra little bits like the mattress there, didn't really take that in before, but that's kind of cool. Like, you know, it gives it a real lived-in feel. Yeah, Gordon's kind of a jerk, because he's just smashing up this guy's safe house. But, you know, that's Gordon for you. Eternal jerk. No. There are worse people in the world than Gordon, like Dr. Breen. So... the reason why I'm shooting these things with a pistol, rather than just crowbarring them, like that guy did, because you might not have seen before, but the railroad guy had a... Is that an explosive barrel? Please don't have an explosive barrel next to me. Run! Run! Run, Gordon! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so, I mean, I think the fact that he was using a pipe, a big lead pipe, is meant to suggest to Gordon that he should be using his crowbar. But I have so much ammo, and so many things that I can be shooting. Alright. Silly protection is shooting me from up top. And the manhacks will come in from the top as well, because there's just wood there, and they can destroy that. Yeah, destructible environments. Very cool. I mean, obviously not entirely destructible, because that would be both way ahead of the times, and very expensive. But, you know, like, there is a very impressive amount of materials that you can destroy with crowbar, weapons, whatever it might be. Okay. Ladders are for noobs, so I'm not taking that ladder. Then we head into... Ah, here we go! Kill this guy, and we get a submachine gun. Admittedly, we did have to get shot at a little bit for that, but it wasn't too bad. Okay, so we've got this funky swiveling thing that seems to be keeping us to one section of the pool area. We have to swim and swim and swim and swim some more. And it's dark, and I can't use my light because I have no oxygen. It bugs me, but I suppose there's worse things that they could have done. Back down, we swim. See if there's anywhere we need to go, or whether we can get up here. Turns out we can. Alright, and then our suit is recharged, which is nice. That stupid thing is shot down so we don't get blinded every time we come out. Barnacle, yep. You know, there's not too many places where you get surprised by barnacles, but that is definitely one of the more prominent ones, just because you're not expecting it. You whip around a corner, hoping to get ammo, and then you get stuck on a tongue. Which doesn't sound pleasant, stuck on a tongue. I mean, unless that's what you're into. Yeah, so I was perhaps a little less than judicious with my use of SMG ammo. But on the bright side, I had a lot of fun. Okay, so pipe, you may remember from the original Half-Life that steam hurts you. We are given no indication that this is the case in Half-Life 2, unfortunately. I mean, I wouldn't say that this game relies on a knowledge of the original Half-Life, but it certainly helps. The majority of controls are the same, except you don't get the special jump, the special long jump that you did in the original. Which is a shame. I feel like that is quite unfortunate. But on the other hand, you don't have to tell NPCs where to go, and rely on their not so great AI. Alrighty. So, crawling around, seeing if there's any way to go, but in particular, I have a feeling that it goes into water, if I'm right. Yep, there we go. Swim up. There is a ladder. And explosive barrels. So many explosive barrels, in fact. And there's one that exploded right in my face. I think my main quibble with the pistol is that there's no way to sort of aim, I guess. I mean, not every game has an aim function for like its basic guns. But when there's a lot of enemies coming from far off, I feel like it would complement the. So I'm getting chunks taken out of me, and it's not pleasant. Luckily, I'm kind of okay at dodging, kind of. I mean, I've got 62 health down from, what, 100 suit and 30? 100 health from 30 suit. You know what? I realized I didn't even try to use the scope on my SMG. Here I am complaining about a lack of scopes. Oh dear. Alright, well, we're back more equipped and better prepared to get to the next area, wherever that might be. Again, crawling through vents is very fun. Gives it a great sort of atmospheric quality. It's cramped, it's tight. Now, I'll be interested to see whether... There's a lot of explosive barrels. In fact, there are that many explosive barrels. Actually, funny thing happened. So on my first run through this, the one that I had to scrap the recording of, there was an invisible man hack. I could see its light, and I could hear its sound, but it did not hurt me, and I could not see it. It was kind of funny, I mean, to an extent. But it was a little bit unnerving, because it was like, where is this enemy? Where do I shoot them? Okay, yeah, this is, like, what, 2 minutes of me futzing around with ladders? I apologize, because it's clearly the only way out or up of here. You see that circular aperture that I just looked at very quickly. We're trying to get through there. So, pipes are useful. It's interesting because I really do like the way that they've used pipes as alternative ways to get around. So, like, you know, you wouldn't normally think, oh, I have to jump on a pipe to get to area B or area A or whatever you want to call your area. But at the same time, there's just so many pipes, it's kind of hard to know, alright, where do I go with this? Am I meant to be jumping on this pipe? Like, was it designed for this? Or am I just making my way completely randomly, going places that the game has not intended me to go to? Turns out this time I was right. A couple of switches on the wall. It would have been nice if you could interact with them, but, you know, it's still detail. It's just maybe the switches are stuck. We don't know. And yeah, like if I didn't know this red valve was here, valve. If I didn't know this red valve was here, I would have had a much more difficult time trying to find this. And the water level rises, which means we can go back to the other room, and we can, God damn it, ladders. We can go back into the other room, the water level has risen, we can go down that ladder, or just dive down that hole, alternatively. We get to go through this tube, and it brings us out on the other side, which is quite handy. We get our breath back and our auxiliary power back. Again, that water is just fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for a pretty game. I'm a sucker for good games, but you know, if it's a pretty game, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. Yeah, angling for smacking those planks is tricky. It's not that I'm just dumb, although I am sometimes. Yes, you will have just seen the effect of drowning. You lose health in increments of 10. That is not how you're meant to solve that particular puzzle of getting from one side to the other, but it works. But yeah, you lose health in increments of 10. If you make it up to the surface in time, you can recover that health in increments of 10. Alrighty, so now we are heading up maybe? Up and down? I think just over a fence, possibly. Yes, just over a fence. There's another one of those stupid camera things. I think I actually did drop a suit charger, but I'm unfortunately not on the right side for that. Yep, civil protection. Right on time. I think I've got manhacks behind me. Yeah. One thing I do like about this game is that even though some of the environments aren't super big, efforts are made to make it feel like it's big. You know, long, expansive corridors, high roofed or high ceilinged areas. Ooh, I have a grenade. Didn't even realize I had one of those. Alright, so obviously ran into a dead end. It happens. It does happen. Alrighty, so we reach... Where are we? I have no idea. Is this a dead end? Did we just run into another dead end? Let's have a look. Alright. Turn on your torch, Gordon. What are you doing? Alright, maybe. I don't have a lot of trust in my past self. Alright, here we go. Found the area to keep on going. It is possible to get past those barnacles without too much trouble. As long as there's something for them to stick their tongue to and eat. They are not fussed on what you do. Again, super cool graffiti. Very much fits with the tone and vibe of the area. These planks are placed very precariously. It's possible to knock them off, and then you can't get back to the area again. And I fail at jumping. Oh well. 100 health and 62 suit is pretty good for the time being. Alrighty, so, you might hear that crackling sound. Or if you don't, that's probably a problem. No, so that crackling sound is your Geiger counter in your suit. So that means that there is radioactive waste around. You don't step in it, and it doesn't.
You're Freeman, aren't you?
You step in it, and it
does.
We
got word you were coming. You got here at a bad time.
Black Mesa East to Station 6. Do you read? Dr. Freeman is on his way downriver. Lend him the airboat and give him all the help you can. Repeat, Gordon Freeman has returned. It is critical he reaches Black Mesa East.
We've got some ammo in those crates over there. Help yourself to supplies and keep moving.
And we have our first appearance of headcrabs in this game. I mean, apart from Lamar, but Lamar doesn't really count. She's DB'd, as noted by Dr. Kleiner.
They're showing us!
More importantly, is the emergence of headcrab rockets. They launch these nasty little buggers into rockets and then fire them at occupied areas? It's not the word I'm looking for, but it's what I'm going to use. They dig up out from under the ground, and they are relatively tenacious. Honestly, I probably would have been better off using pistol ammo here, but it is quite fun using the SMG, just because it's headcrab zombies, complete with extra headcrab. It very much gives you the feeling that the resistance is not doing great. Getting shelled with headcrab rockets is not the best way to end your day. Shortly after this, we will be brought to the end of Chapter 2, the Red Letter Day, and we will be starting... Sorry, I'm actually kept on edge watching myself do this, because I'm not good with surprises, and I get surprised watching myself. That was a good explosive barrel. That was nice right there. One of the cool things they do... bloody hell. One of the cool things they do in this game is that... I can't remember whether they did in Half-Life 1, but if you kill a headcrab zombie, there is a good chance that the headcrab will survive and attempt to couple with your head. Again, sort of environmental hazards are very cool, like that electrical cord. Obviously, if you run into that, you will get shocked, which requires a little bit of timing on Gordon's part. that just leads us back to where we were before. So we will quickly sneak through this entry here and hopefully not lose too much life. Head crabs are simultaneously my favorite and least favorite creature from Half-Life. Like, almost no better way to keep you on edge. But yes, they are a pain in the ass to deal with. Alright, so we are almost at the airboat, or hovercraft? I don't know what it's called. I think it was an airboat.
Hey, Dr. Freeman. I've been hoping you'd show up. Got this airboat all gassed up and ready to go.
It's an airboat. There you go.
It's gonna be tough dodging civil protection out there in the open, but drive hard and you'll make it. You'll find more help up at Station 7. Just a few bends up the river. It's the old red barn. Climb on in. Fire her up.
Yeah, I had trouble getting into the airboat. Obviously using the E button to interact, but I could not get into it from that side. I had to jump over to the other side and pop in. So yeah, controls are easy. They're displayed on the right-hand side. It's pretty much a airboat simulator. You go fast, you go slow, you turn right, you turn left, and you spins. There's even little lamps. So yeah, coming towards the end of this particular video, look, Half-Life 2 has a lot to recommend it. Certain things are obviously different from the first game. For instance, the order that you get weapons in, the changes made to the ATV suits, the fact that there's a lot more dedicated story, which I love. I think that they definitely stepped up there. But yeah, good game. I liked it. And hopefully you guys will get a chance to go ahead and watch it. Sorry, no, watch it, play it for yourself. This has been an hour of play with Chili Philly. If you would like to see more of my content, please feel free to click on Half-Life for the previous video. Or if you'd like to see more videos about different series of games, click on my channel and you'll be able to find those videos there. Thank you very much.